Hello, my name is Anita Silva. I'm an international trainer and consultant, and I studied something I've been always passionate about: creativity. In this video, we will look at the essence of creativity, the inner and external factors that influence your creativity, how to promote a culture that fosters creative thinking and collaboration at all levels, and how all that influences your leadership style. But before we even start going into the concept of creativity, I want to invite you to take a moment, a few minutes, to reflect on the question, could I or we benefit from being more creative? Why? If you are watching this alone, you can pause the video and try to write down the answer for yourself. If you are watching it in a group, take a few minutes to discuss about it. The handout Creativity What For can help you on this reflection. Ready? Okay, you can pause the video now and we meet back in a few moments. Enjoy. Welcome back. Obviously, I don't know where your reflection or conversation took you. But most people that I work with, when asked these questions, they tell me that, they would like to be more creative. Creativity would help them to find new solutions. They tell me they need to innovate and adapt faster, to have a bigger impact with their projects, and to renew their own motivation and engagement. I believe we all long to connect to our more creative and imaginative selves. We all crave for that state of flow where we feel deeply rooted and ideas just come to us, right? Actually, in 2012, a study on creativity showed that 2 out of 3 respondents felt that creativity is valuable to society, yet 1 in 4 people believe they are living not really up to their creative potential. So what can we do to become more creative? And how can we actually lead the way to help our teams embrace their creativity? Where there is a few tips for you and your team in this video. So first, efficiency is important, but it might be crushing your team's creativity. What I mean is that organizations, similarly to any living system, they tend to look for the most efficient way to survive. This means keeping a focus on internal structures and procedures, and an emphasis in establishing patterns of work. For example, creating standard workflows, team habits, and regular activity cycles allow for predictability, quality control, and effectiveness. And these are important pillars for organizations to be stable and sustainable. However, constantly keeping the focus of your team on what's the most effective can hinder your team's capacity to innovate and stay relevant in the field. An old, proven way can be sometimes the biggest enemy for innovation. Original ideas require original thinking, and that mindset demands us to be a step away from our routines and normal efficiency-focused mode. It depends on our team's capacity to experiment with alternative ways of approaching their goals. What I'm saying is, yes, keeping an eye on those deadlines, meetings, and planning sheets is important, don't get me wrong. But your organization might not last if there is shortage of good, solid, innovative projects and ideas. To maintain the team's capacity to think outside the box and come up with relevant solutions for your target groups and stakeholders, you need to include time in your strategic planning for ideation to happen. Decide on what areas there is more need for creative solutions, and then discuss these goals with the team so everyone knows in what fields new ideas can be planted. And then choose the methods: brainstorming, mind mapping, or any other method that will help your team to ideate. You can find many lists of creative methods on the web, but otherwise I suggest you this classical book. It's called Thinker Toys, a handbook of creative thinking techniques by Michael Michalko. It's like a Very important book. Second, creativity demands time. What I mean is, I hear this idea that in order to be creative, one needs not to prepare and just improvise, follow the flow and see what happens. Well, that's not really how it works. Sure, you might have good improvisation skills or be really quick in solving those last-minute problems, and that's good for you. These are important skills. But what studies show is that in order to produce original ideas, you need freedom and time. Actually, there is a really nice old video that illustrates just that. You can check it out in this link, and you will see that children, as always, they have a lot to teach us. So you can pause the video and click the link to have a look. It's short but inspiring. I know that sometimes there is a lack of time, resources to create this kind of environment of freedom and playfulness. And although it is needed to create creativity in your team, also what's needed, it's a mindset that needs to change first. Being innovation-driven is most and foremost an attitude. Leaders can build this up by, in their structures, listening to their teams, target groups, valuing people's ideas, and allowing for experimentation and failure to take place, instead of keeping that business as usual attitude that values doing the expected things fast and well. Like, let's just repeat activities that worked well in the past, okay? To innovate, leaders need to work on their ability to take risks and to encourage the team to explore the unknown. So, if you want a team to have counter-innovative ideas, they must be allowed to venture out of their regular tasks, the organization core mission, and the team's ingrained habits. To promote that culture of creativity in a team, you need to build up a creative ethos that invites everyone to explore alternative ways of working. Have a monthly creative activity together, for example, or take more time during your meetings for free brainstorming before starting to select ideas. Just as a few ideas for you. Now, 3. This one is an important one. Value and capture new ideas. Here's what I mean. Creativity as the capacity to implement new ideas that add value doesn't require a high IQ or a special degree, and it's not some kind of mysterious process that organizations have no control about. It's not that it happens or not randomly by some luck or destiny. Everyone has roughly equal creative potential and can develop it just like any other competence through appropriate training, of course. Here's a story. Once I met in a project officer in one of my creativity trainings that kept telling me, I'm really not creative. I don't have ideas on how to improve my project. I can't think outside of the box. I'm not good at this. He was really resistant to the exercises we were doing. During the coffee break, I asked, so what do you do for fun? And he told me, well, I like to paint, and I'm part of this theater group where we create our own interactive plays. See what I mean? He was really creative somewhere else. We all have equal creative potential. What is the confidence or the methods or the environment that helps us to produce ideas in a certain area. So organizations and teams need to create well-designed physical and social environments for collaborators to freely daydream, brainstorm, and produce ideas, even the odd ones. An environment that fosters ideation will have much more chances of solving complex problems and producing innovative practices. Okay, something else. Instead of another online meeting, do an online walk and talk where every participant should join through their mobile devices while walking in nature. Or have an online pizza party. Or make an what if night where everyone is invited to say what if while questioning your activity plan, your mission, anything. For example, What if we could open a restaurant? What if we could teach children how to make their own sneakers? What if we could have an online camping? What if we could visit Mars? All ideas are welcome, even the craziest ones. You know why? Because crazy ideas feed our brains with out-of-the-box stimulus, which in turn helps us find more creative, realistic ideas. But it doesn't end here. Teams will need to create ways to capture the new insights and preserve these ideas in order to evaluate and select them later, or simply to use them to inspire other new ideas. You can use idea boards, notebooks, online lists, pamphlets, or whatever other mean makes it easier to document these ideas and have them available. But it's really important that they are there, available. Fourth, not all those who wander are lost, wrote Tolkien, right? If innovation is also a goal for you and the team, then variation is needed. Doing things you never tried. Partner up with other actors that might have expertise you lack in an area and try something radically different. For instance, what happens if you partner up with a street artist while organizing a really serious conference? How could he contribute? What about a shoemaker? How could he contribute? Find out what odd partnership could actually work and risk new things, and then evaluate if the experience worked and see what it teaches you about that approach specifically. But also check if it gives insights on how to improve your regular, well-known activities. Now, as you explored already in the video about failure, teams don't dare to try new things if they are afraid to fail. Avoiding errors reduces the access to new insights. So create spaces to experiment, pilot ideas, and try new approaches. If they don't work, learn from it and iterate. But don't see it as a waste of precious time. On the long term, the organization's sustainability also depends on its flexibility and capacity to adapt to emergent needs and trends. Adaptation, which is so crucial in our times, requires trial and error. So make experimentation part of your workflow. Creativity is not only about having completely new ideas. Many times, innovation relies on the combination of old ideas or solutions inspired in other fields. So expose your team to different fields and contexts. Tour around other projects, visit an art exhibition, hang around with engineers, dance. Different experiences and environments can stimulate creative thinking and spur new ideas. And then get people to elaborate and again, capture those ideas somewhere where it's available. Fifth, this is the last one, learn to present new ideas to others. Adam Grant, the author of the book Originals, How Nonconformism Moved the World, writes that, quote, to generate creative ideas, you have to start from an unusual place. But to explain those ideas to others, you have to connect them to something familiar to them. That's why so many startups are introducing themselves as the Uber of something. As in, we are the Uber of shoemaking, for instance. This is an important aspect of creativity and innovation. Once you've created an innovative solution that works, you will need to communicate it to different stakeholders, funders, partners, colleagues, young people, etc. And it might be hard for them to understand the potential of something new they never heard about before. So relating your solution with recognizable examples that other people can understand and value is key to get them on board and support your creative idea. So to summarize my tips for you, don't forget that efficiency might kill your team's creativity. You need to allocate time to resource to create the processes to take place. Value and capture new ideas. Allow for exploration and experimentation. And finally, learn how to present ideas to others. If you are up with the challenge of becoming a more creative leader, know that it doesn't have to be all on your shoulders. Being a creative leader is also about acknowledging when someone else is in a better position to lead a certain process. So learn to step back, observe the team, and share that steering wheel with whoever is motivated and prepared to lead with you. So here is one last activity proposal for you. Using the handout Making Creativity Part of Our Work, try to look into the planning of next weeks or months and identify areas and moments where you could include time for you and your team to dive into creative processes and generate new ideas. I hope that you enjoy the process and thank you so much for watching.